and welcome to Cisco Live Barcelona 2019 and to our first daily wrap-up show. I'm very excited for this because this is the opportunity to review the day and find out what some of the highlights are and really reflect on some of the exciting things that have been happening. So we've got about 30 minutes. I want to go straight over to Rob in the Innovation Network Zone. Over to you, Rob.
Yay, I'm not reviewing anything. I'm actually going to go through some stuff that's been new to me today. But the nice thing is it's new information for me coming from old friends. Please let me introduce John Borello. John, how have you been?
I've been doing really well, thanks, Rob. Good to see you again.
So I was so surprised to see that you're leading something else. We go way back on projects that have since been productized and are on out now.
That's right.
But here you are, and you've got quite a big area that's gotten a lot of traffic just immediately to the right as you walk into the world of solutions, if anybody's trying to find this area. But so the Cisco Innovation Center. Now first, when I just think of the naming, to me, I'm thinking that, oh, you guys handle the customer briefings or something like that,
demos,
but that is not even close to what you guys are doing. No. And I wonder if you could explain, what is the Cisco Innovation Center?
It's almost like therapy. We are not the briefing centers or something. Yeah. Although the briefing centers are awesome to come in and see the products. What we have here is a co-innovation network where we have 12 locations around the world. So we're located in 12 cities. We maintain an innovation center in each one, and we work very closely with customers in the local markets to co-innovate on their problems that they have. So we might go in with a company that, just say a retail company, and they'll say, oh, we want to count people as they go through. Can you help us with CMX? Can you help us with Meraki? And we'll try to put things together and solve a customer problem locally.
Okay.
And then see if we could fit that back into the product lines. But the other thing that's really cool about it, it's kind of like if Cisco Live's not going on, and there's an innovation center near you, come in, you're going to see the same kind of cool new demos. 24/7, we're always showing off what we're working on. Some of it may ship, some of it may not, but it's always new innovations that we're bringing together.
Well, so here, let me make an attempt, based on our previous conversation, to encapsulate a little bit about what you guys do as far as it jumped out at me, and then we'll take a look at these examples that you've got here. The word that came to my mind was when a customer has like a large intractable problem. Intractable may not be the best word, I'm just looking for an excuse to use it, to be honest. But the idea is that they have an idea for something they want to do. They kind of have a rough idea of what Cisco could do. They have a rough idea of other technologies that may or may not be involved, but they're not sure how it may all come together.
That's right.
And it actually requires probably some work, some innovation, some engineering, grit from multiple parties. Is that one angle of how to say what you would look for in terms of what customers could get out of a relationship with the Cisco Innovation Center?
That's exactly the relationship we like at the Innovation Center. So we'll work with customers locally, and let's just say, for example, we're showcasing some of the things that we're doing in Europe here, obviously because it's Cisco Live Europe. That's what we're doing. So, for example, we're working in the UK and Barcelona.
Let's walk down here, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take here. So obviously that's the high-level map we've got here.
That's where our
on the left, and as we go down, there was a theater we didn't show you because they do presentations and things like that. You know how that stuff works here. But let's pause here for just a second. So this looks like a very specific area that you guys are demonstrating a previous incarnation or project area?
So one of the things we do as the Innovation Center, we might look at a customer problem and say, oh, they've got supply chain problems and we'll help out that. But every once in a while, we'll turn around and say, we think a new technology can solve all of those customer problems. So we looked at blockchain. And we said, not only can blockchain help on specific problems, there's a broad case of problems that we can work on with that. So blockchain can help track and trace things. So what we did is we looked at our own Cisco supply line. So with our own Cisco supply line, we are monitoring all of the products that we are building. Right now, the optical modules first. And we're tracking them all around the world and logging them in a blockchain so we know anywhere in the world where these products are located with multiple vendors. And that's the power of blockchain and the distributed blockchain solution that came from our innovation centers.
Now, so I'm going to do a quick overview of kind of what we've got here, and we're going to wrap in just a second. But just to make sure I understand, this kind of thing is, and I don't know that this is how it came about at all, but someone comes and they go, I've got the problem, and maybe only half an answer, and you're saying, well, blockchain could be a part of this. It's not a matter of saying, hey, let me look down my Cisco SKU list and see what product I could sell you. This is about, let's get a piece here, let's bring in these people, and you kind of work together to get more innovative in terms of solving that particular issue.
That's right.
And if it becomes a product later for us or for another partner or something like that, then it's fine.
That's right.
It'll be something else, but it's usually going to be something that hadn't been done yet.
That's right. Like, for example, the demonstration that we're showing here.
Give me a quick overview here. We'll just stand here for a moment and give us a quick run through, and then we're going to throw back to the studio.
So right over here from Barcelona Co-Innovation Center, it's a project we worked on in conjunction with our UK.
Pan to your right here. You're looking at Dubai for a second, Steve. Look over here at Barcelona. Sorry, yeah, you see, okay, so the Barcelona Co-Innovation Center, what's an example these guys have been doing? They look like they're trying to pretend they're working.
Yeah, so what's going on here is the customer will come into us and say, look, we've got a problem with safety and security, where people are going to be in a hard hat area where they have to wear a vest and a hard hat. So trying to piece the pieces together, we use the Cisco cameras, Cisco technology, and we use our deep fusion and our AI capability so that we can turn around and see, are you wearing a hat, are you wearing a vest? If not, nice. Badge them in, don't badge them in. Now, it's not something that's obvious. You can't run down the SKU list
you get
and
that,
say...
and you get an audit trail, maybe get reduced insurance expenses and a whole kind of host of things come along. So I'm just going to go through this quickly, John, because I appreciate it. One of the things that jumps out at me here, there's an innovation center in just about every major country and kind of space, if you will. I did not know this. There is one here in Barcelona. I remember going to one in Berlin a few years back. These things are cool, too. They're not briefing centers, although they can kind of look like it, but they're doing a lot more cool stuff. You guys are solving big problems, and you're looking for new problems, it sounds like.
That's right. If customers in the cities where we're located, that they have problems, they could reach out to us, we can work locally. And if not, just come on in and see the cool things that we're working on, and it might inspire you for the things that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool,
so
John.
much.
We got a lot more to talk about as
Thanks
well.
so much.
Hey guys, this is a really cool place to see. You can actually visit a lot of different countries here all in one place. It's immediately to the right as you come into the world of solutions. Come check out the Cisco Innovation Center. If you get a chance to talk to John, that's something you should not pass up as well. Thank you. We'll throw it back over to you.
Thanks, Rob. So I love the Co-Innovation Studios. I work with them a lot in my day job, especially being in media, and the one in London is absolutely awesome. So wherever you are around the world, find out which one is closest to you and take a look. I'm thrilled to be joined by my co-host, Steve. How are you doing, Steve?
We are together for the very first time today. You've been off wandering around in the hinterlands, and then you came back, and I started wandering into the hinterlands, and now we get to hang out with each other. Good to see you, my friend.
You too. One of the things I love about Cisco Live is you can get lost in everything that's going on.
That's the whole
point. And in a positive way.
Yeah,
We
totally.
have maps, we've got that covered from the event side, but there's so much content and different things to do that you can really get lost in it. So what would you say has been the highlight so far?
You know what, I'll tell you, it really was set up so beautifully by David Geckler this morning in that keynote, and I feel like everything that we heard in that keynote space really pushed its way out throughout the world of solutions, throughout the hub, throughout the conversations we've been having here in the studio. A few of the things that stood out that I think were so impressive: build a simpler environment for all of us to be able to power our networks. Absolutely. Whole industry is changing as we bring IP to areas that never had IP before, so we can really put the data center to work. It all started with ACI, then we made this little shift into network assurance engine, wireless analytics, and guess what? We are in data center world full on right now, and David talked a lot about that. We heard great announcements from Roland Accra as well. And then Liz Santoni comes out, and what does she talk about? Driving IoT not just to the core, but all the way out to the edge. I feel like that's what we've been hearing over and over and over again. How do we put these Cisco capabilities to work for our customers? How do we work together with our partners to power the new digital world? And I think it's really been an incredible day, not just of information, but of connection and communication. We've got so much more even coming up tomorrow.
Absolutely, and the keynote was a great anchor, like you said. So let's roll and see some of the highlights from the keynote.
It is great to be back in Barcelona for Cisco Live. All right, for all of us engineers, this is our week. We look forward to this. This is the time where we get to talk about all the innovation that we've been working on for the last year. All of you tell me, look, the IT landscape that you're dealing with today is radically different than it was even a couple years ago. There's a couple big things going on out there. First of all, the cloud. We've talked about it. This is the major technology trend of our day. It's changing everything. The world is expanding to the cloud. And it's not a single cloud. There's multiple clouds. So from a networking and security perspective, this creates a much more complex world for us. You are building the next generation of digital experiences. Whether it's a major IoT project and what we're connecting to the network, we're building the next generation of digital experiences. The world is much more dynamic now. We have to think about the network from how do we automate things? How do we use analytics? How do we secure it differently? The key is, where Cisco's going, is not just evolve these independently, but how do they all come together in what we call a multi-domain architecture. We think only Cisco can build this. Why? Because we have all the pieces, from the campus to the branch to the data center security service provider. We have all the pieces, and as those 25,000 engineers work every day, they're thinking about how to integrate this entire architecture together, automate it, secure it, drive analytics through it, to build a simpler environment for all of you to power your business. So this week, we're going to take several more steps in that journey. We're going to talk about data center innovations. What's the latest we're doing in the data center? We're going to talk about SD-WAN and security. The WAN is one of the biggest, as customers adopt the cloud, as all of you adopt the cloud, you need to rethink about your WAN. And it's not just software defining the WAN. How do you think about security that's integrated into that whole architecture? And then finally, we're going to talk about IoT. Maybe one of the most exciting parts of the networking business right now, the number of devices we're connecting to the network. And it's not just devices, it's entire industries that are changing as we bring IP technology to places we just haven't brought it before.
First off, I want to tell you what we're announcing today to the world. We're announcing 3 things. Number 1, ACI Anywhere. Number 2, HyperFlex Anywhere. And number 3, some exciting capabilities with Cloud Center Suite, our workload orchestration tool. We're going to spend several minutes looking really vividly at what we mean by ACI Anywhere and what are the new capabilities. We're going to do the same thing for HyperFlex. So on Cloud Center, what I want to do is a call out to an innovation showcase session that would be entirely dedicated to what we're doing for private cloud and workload orchestration. A couple of nuggets that I'll tease you with. Number 1, very exciting cost optimization and orchestration capabilities within Cloud Center. And number 2, a new SaaS delivery model, so a new consumption model for software that until now had been enjoyable on-premise and now can be consumed directly via SaaS.
Let's move on and let's talk about another part of the network that's undergoing incredible change, and that's the wide area network, the branch, the move to the software-defined WAN.
The time is now. The time is now, if you have not started already, to start to re-architect your wide area network. Why do I say that? I don't say that because of the software innovation we've developed on SD-WAN is making it easier for you to drive that technology transition. Of course it does. I say it because the technology innovation we've developed around SD-WAN is absolutely helping you drive today digital acceleration in your business. Because we're continuing down that route of SD-WAN software innovation, and we're launching Cisco Secure SD-WAN. This is about us creating a complete integrated security stack within the software of our SD-WAN capabilities already. So within our ASRs and ISR routers, you now get embedded in them an enterprise-class firewall. You get embedded within them IPS services to monitor malicious activity and to help you cut out policy violations. You have URL filtering capabilities to make sure that your users are going to the appropriate websites as required. And then many of you are building on-prem security services, but you also now want to start to build cloud-based security services on top of that. So we're making it super simple for you within our SD-WAN capabilities to integrate Cisco's umbrella management capabilities too. Now think about that, because there's only one vendor in the marketplace that can take the best-of-breed capabilities of on-prem security and merge them together with the cloud-based security capabilities we've got from Umbrella and deliver world-class security to you. And this matters even more as your users start to become and demand to be more remote over time.
IoT. You know, IoT is that term that actually gets thrown around a lot. It's like a marketing person's dream. You know, you take IoT, you slap it onto anything that you want, and suddenly it's supposed to become really, really cool. So actually, I want to make a promise. I want to talk about real news. I want to talk about real technology, real products that actually over 50,000 of our customers have deployed together today. So whether you're in energy, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in retail, it really doesn't matter. You can increase your top line, grow your bottom line using IoT to actually address real-world problems. But here's the actually bottom line of our discussion today. Because what you need that robust foundation of a secure and reliable network. It's simple. Your network is the enabler of your business outcomes. And that's why Cisco's in it. So let's talk about what we're going to launch today. How we're bringing intent-based networking to the IoT edge. There are 4 chapters to this launch. First, we're bringing 3 new CVDs, Cisco-validated designs for manufacturing, for utilities, and for managing things like remote mobile and mobile assets. The second thing that we're announcing is 2 new hardware platforms. Now, these are built for modularity and flexibility of deployment. The first one is actually a next-generation Catalyst industrial Ethernet switch. This, if you look at it, actually has modularity of interfaces. You can get power over Ethernet, you can get data, you can get fiber, all on this. And it has 9 expansion modules that are actually gone right here. We're also announcing our next generation industrial router. This has flexibility of interfaces. You have LTE, you have fiber, you have copper as well. You want dual LTE? It's an expansion module that goes right to the side. Now, they both run iOS XE, so you get all of those features of automation and analytics, and they have programmable interfaces.
It's an incredible time in the networking business, and Cisco is really committed to redefining how we build networks. And the kind of networks we can build today are very different than even just a couple of years ago. So you saw the new things we launched today. We are thinking about how this impacts the entire networking portfolio, and we are building this intent-based multi-domain architecture that sits at the intersection of users, devices, applications, and data. Have a great week. Thank you.
So that's what we mean. It just set the tone right out of the gate. Really powerful stuff from David, from Roland, from Liz there at the end, and she really laid it out for us. What do you want? You want software, you want hardware. We've got the entire package here. We're forward thinking, we're bringing you exactly what you need to make your infrastructure fly. Nish, I just thought it was great. I wanted to go directly to a conversation that I had earlier today. John Manville was here in the studio with me, and we were talking about Cisco ITM. And for those of you who are with us, it's the IT management platform that was built specifically for leaders across the EMEA region to develop, to educate, to inspire both current and future tech leaders. You had your own conversation, I believe, on ITM earlier today, right?
Yes, it was actually yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So just before we started in the studio today, I was speaking to a group of panelists, 3 people. Colin heads up IT for EMEA, for Europe, Middle East, Africa, Russia. I think we have some funny acronyms at Cisco,
of
so
course.
I just want to make sure that
we've been talking about that. Liz was saying that too. I know we love acronyms, right?
We do. But we had a great conversation around ITM and what it can do, and some of the challenges that people have with, we have really great technical talent across the industry, and how can we make sure that they are bringing the best out of their teams as well? So it's all about that leadership and that pipeline, and for the current leaders to develop themselves, but to also find the pipeline for future leaders as well, and different leadership levels. Fantastic.
I want to take a look at that video, and I want to share that with everybody right now. Let's take a look at that video. We'll see you as soon as it is complete.
Welcome to Cisco Live Barcelona 2019, and I'm here with Colin, Oren, and Marissa from the IT management team. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the IT management program is all about developing current and future leaders, right? And I understand for the 8th year in a row that it's been sold out, and it's now at the kind of a full limit of 700 people. So maybe, Colin, you could tell me a little bit more about the program.
Sure, so I think one of the things is in the IT industry as a whole, there's a lot of hype. And coming on the back of the Consumer Electronics Show, there's a lot of hype. So what we try to do in the IT management program is we try to have the IT practitioner's point of view, and we try to get beyond that hype. So as people go away from the program, they think about how they can actually implement some of the new products and technologies in their organizations and really get value from it.
So my thinking is that ITM is not just about technology, which everybody likes to focus on, but also about leadership. And people who want to see themselves as future leaders in their companies or go to the next level, they come to ITM because they want to focus on technology, but also develop those leadership skills that are so critical to them to go to the next level.
And if you think about it, IT is making a huge shift, right? They're going from the basement to the boardroom, and they need to develop a different skill set and a different conversation they have with their business. So as they're helping their business to digitize, they need to think about how do we have those conversations. Our CIO is about to release an IT skills survey that he's producing in a few weeks, and the biggest skill gap that we have in IT, the first one, was actually business acumen. So we think our peers are coming and attendees are coming to listen to how can they make that shift, and how can they start talking with the business as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I always hear from my customers and the ones that I speak to as well is they always want to hear how is Cisco doing it, and I guess that's what's unique about the program is it is about Cisco and Cisco. Right. So it's a 3-day program. What are some of the specific topics that are covered in the 3 days? What will people learn?
So obviously everyone wants to come along and hear about some of the big things. They want to hear about security and multi-cloud and network and things like that. So we do have those sort of things, but we take feedback from customers very seriously. And one of the things that we heard last year was people also wanted to hear about some of the newer things. Artificial intelligence, blockchain. When we get into digital transformation, they really wanted some tips on what were the actionable steps they could do around that. So we've tried to weave that into the agenda this year, so we really do take the feedback to make the next year's agenda better.
Yeah, and again, it's back for me about leadership and the merge of leadership with technology. So we've got some amazing speakers. So Colin and I were in Orlando IT management program over the summer. We heard Kevin Eastman, who's an amazing presenter, talking about leadership development, team building, and sports, but how that can relate to business as well and high tech. So we begged him, and he actually agreed to come, so he'll be speaking at IT management program tomorrow. In addition, we have our own John Manville, who will be focusing on courageous leadership within high tech, within our company, and how he's developing the next generation of leaders.
So I love that. It's about bringing together the human side and the technical technology, and how can that work for all different companies. Right.
Exactly, and beyond that too, it's also about how do we mesh it all together. So we talk about our operating model, how do we make IT run as a business, we talk about DevSecOps and how we're integrating within Cisco IT. We actually just introduced this year, we started today actually, before the program, a few workshops. So we have privacy by design, we have a scaled agile framework training, we also have a design thinking workshop actually happening today.
I've done one of those workshops, I can say they're great. It's amazing to learn a different way of thinking, isn't it? So unfortunately, Cisco Live can't last forever. It's a 3-day training course. So when attendees leave the event and they go home, what are the things that they really take away and apply in their day-to-day lives?
We actually hope that that's just the beginning of the conversation. So we invite our attendees to keep reaching out to us and connect with Cisco IT so we can share those exact stories, Cisco on Cisco sessions later on when they're back at their companies.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue drilling on the leadership aspect. So they're having 3 days here where they're actually getting to focus on leadership and hear from different leaders, internally and externally, what they should be thinking about. So when they go back to their companies, what are the things they should be thinking about? What are the things they should be reading, researching, et cetera, to bring themselves to that next leadership role in their own companies as well?
And it really is, it's peer-to-peer learning, so it's not just our customers are learning from us, but I think when we go away from this event, we've also picked up some new things as well. So talking to our customers, sometimes the customers are ahead of where we are in Cisco IT, so it's been, it's great for our presenters as well. They go away with new ideas, helps us all get better.
Yeah, and do you tend to get a lot of different industries, I guess, that are taking part? It's for anyone, right? Is there a specific profile that you look for as part of this course?
We actually have a very diverse audience. So for EMEA, for our region, we have folks from 54 different countries, actually, and over a dozen different verticals this year.
Yeah, and I would like to say that I think we have people coming from all over, not only countries, and you heard 54 countries, but with a very different focus on different things.
And although we call it the IT management program, it's not just for managers. So we recognize a lot of the technical folk are leaders as well. So it's really technical, non-technical. Is anybody who's already a manager or who's aspiring to go into management in the future.
Great, okay. So we've got a couple of minutes left. So last question is, what has been your highlight of Cisco Live? What is it that you've taken away? Obviously, the program really kickstarts off tomorrow. What is it that you're most looking forward to as well?
So I'll kick that off. I'll say again, I'm back on leadership. I can't wait to listen to our leaders and external leaders to hear what they're thinking. What's the future leaders supposed to be thinking about? The technology session will do that as well, because these are the things that when we go back to our companies, what are the focus areas that we should be teaching our teams about? What are the things we should be looking at for ourselves as well?
And I think for me, running a program like IT management, I mean, it's great because we get the chance to pull in some speakers which otherwise we wouldn't get the chance to hear ourselves. So some of the speakers we've got coming this year, we got Hannah Fry, who's just written a book called Hello World on artificial intelligence and looking across industries from that. I've never heard her speak live. We've got her coming to the IT management over the next few days. So it's great the fact that when we get together, we plan the agenda out, and sometimes we get the luxury of adding in speakers who we really want to hear as well.
Oh, that sounds great. So any final message for anyone that's watching out there?
Sure, so I'll just say feedback, feedback, feedback. We build this program based on prior feedback from the participants. And I think it's worked. We're growing, we grew 40% year over year this year. We're growing tremendously every year. People are coming back, and we take that feedback and we tweak the program where we give them what they need to get to the next level.
And I think in closing, as you said, that the program has sold out again for the 8th year running. So it is something that's very popular. It increases in popularity every year, even though we increase the numbers. So I guess my closing thing is, if you want to come, then do book early, because by the end of December, beginning of January, the doors will shut.
Great, and so if anyone that's watching out there online, another reason to be at the event, ITM, IT Management, come here next year. I guess it will be up and running again. So you can stay part of the conversation with hashtag #CLEUR, and thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon.
Welcome back. What a great interview, my friend. Nicely done. And again, a great program there with ITM, sold out over and over, 8 years in a row, such power. And again, this is the way that Cisco really is creating this world of potential. We are that bridge between hope and possible, and you're going to keep discovering it here at the show. And for those of you tuning in, we're so glad. How do we keep these people tuning in, Nish?
Well, so we want to keep coming back and tuning in with the online hub, cisco.com. And of course, we want to hear what are some of your highlights, what are you learning about, what is it that you want to see more of. So remember to use the hashtag #CLEUR to do that, and keep joining in the party. You can see that kicking off right now as we're heading towards the end of the day, even with the lights behind us.
Exactly. So the last thing that we're going to leave you with is some great impressions here on the show floor. We want to keep welcoming you in and making you a part of the event here in Barcelona. And to do that, we're going to go out to the world of solutions right now with our good buddies, Agarim Isabayeva and Mr. Rob Boyd. And we're going to end the show back with you guys. Hi, friends.
What an exciting day, wasn't it? There's been so much content and so much fun, starting with a keynote, then followed by the innovation showcases, all the interviews we've had, and then World of Solutions, the hub, so much energy. Rob, how are you feeling?
A little bit tired, to be honest with you. There's a lot. I haven't checked my mileage today. I've been checking it each day, and I think today is going to be a new record for me personally. My body's not accustomed to this much motion, but it's there's a lot of energy, so I feel like it's pulling me, pushing me in good ways.
Good.
We specifically.
Are you feeling jet lagged still a bit or not?
No, I'm okay with the jet lag. Yeah. No, I eat horrible, so I don't feel myself very well. But at the same time, the energy of the crowd, everything that we get to do has been a lot of fun. Obviously, we positioned ourselves outside the Cisco showcase. I heard Steve actually talking earlier about how impressed he was. If you stand in the center, you're able to see exactly where you need to go each and every time.
Exactly.
And so don't hesitate. Lovely partners we've got here in the middle, but don't hesitate to push your way all the way through and make it to the end for the big Cisco showcase and all the different information down there.
Yes, I think that's the piece that I really love, that you stand in the middle and you just look at it and you know exactly, okay, these are those technologies, and you can just pick and choose and you know where to go, right? Yep. So we've made it so much more convenient
but
for
we're not done yet, right? We got a lot more coming this week.
Oh yes, for sure. We are so excited about tomorrow and the day after. There's a lot of stuff that will happen, and yeah, all this energy. I think it's so much enthusiasm here.
Well, great job. Your first full day hosting at Cisco Live. Nice job, you, and also nice job, Nish.
Thanks.
Steve. Pretty good job. You're coming along. I think you got a promising career in front of you. On behalf of those two guys back in the studio, of course, my new co-host, Agarim, my name is Rob Boyd. You've been watching Cisco TV. We'll see you on the other side tomorrow.
Welcome to the kickoff of the live broadcast here from Cisco Live 2019 Barcelona. We're so glad to have you